You guys took care of business throughout the series here in Frisco. How would you summarize how things went for your team?
Yeah, it was a great weekend for our team. Very proud of the players. I thought they were extremely well prepared. Had a good practice out here on Wednesday. Really, in all three phases, played particularly well. I think we had only 2 errors the entire weekend on defense, which was an outstanding performance. I thought the pitching staff, we used a lot of guys, and they did a good job doing their job and just getting it, to the next guy to do his job. And then offensively, played Arizona baseball. Each guy getting the quality at bat to chain going, allowing the next guy to be in a position to be successful. Made it really difficult on these pitching staffs here. I can't tell you how many guys we saw that were over 93 miles an hour, and we're literally unfazed. In each game, it was almost surprising when we didn't score, to be honest with you, with how locked in these guys were. And I think we are developing a good template to be successful, and I think our team played to that really well.
So there's any number of things that you could cite as sort of the standout feature of the weekend. You mentioned a bunch of them just now. What stood out in a couple of games to me was the way the team responded when you went down. Happened in the first game, right? You were down 9-3, and I think it was yesterday. You were down and then quickly rallied. What does that say about how the team is developing?
Yeah, I think it's just tough-mindedness, and really all mental toughness is staying focused on the task at hand, regardless of the circumstances. And I think, we have some players that have enough experience now to know that the most important thing is just to get to the next pitch. A baseball game's going to be decided on 6 or 7 pitches throughout the game. You don't always know when they're coming. So if you're just focused on the one that's in front of you, it gives you a chance to be at your best when those pitches come along. And I thought we did that. I think we just played. Like it wasn't like a no panic or any of that. There's no drama. It was just, I thought we just played regardless if we were up, we were tied, we were down. And I think it's a team that'll be very comfortable in playing in close games. And I think we demonstrated that really well throughout the weekend.
While there were some of the established relievers, Vince and Preston and whatnot, you seem to get some good results from other guys this weekend. Do you think you have a good core now of guys you can go to with different options, so it's not just those same 2 or 3 guys?
Yeah, I believe in these guys a lot. I mean, this is the best offense in college baseball right now. I mean, I haven't paid attention, but I don't need to pay attention to anybody else other than ourselves right now. And our pitchers had success against them for 6 to 8 months in terms of scrimmaging and that sort of thing. So we know they're capable. A lot of times, you just want them to be themselves when they step between the lines and it counts for real. And sometimes that takes experience. I mean, the best coach any of them are going to have in their life is playing time. And, to get feedback of how they control themselves or maintain control and then just go execute pitches. So I think between them getting some experience behind themselves and doing that, and then I thought we pieced the weekend together really well. I'm really proud of what we did as coaches to put them in positions to be successful. And I think the combination of all of those things led to some good results for some guys maybe that you guys don't talk about or haven't heard from. And I think to answer your question, Brian, that's a good sign of things to come, I think.
I know you were pretty eager to get out to this trip and play in this event. How close did you guys come to kind of meeting all your goals that you had set out when you kind of made this trip?
Everything's a game at a time. I think by wins or head to head, I mean, the tournament won yesterday, but we talked about, kind of keeping a shell around ourselves, mentally and not being distracted by, hey, we won the tournament or any of those external things that don't really matter. I mean, all of the good play the last 3 days had nothing to do with the play today. And I think probably the game I'm most proud of is today. It was, the 4th game in 4 days. We've had some really long games out here, to our own doing, from putting up a lot of runs and sending a lot of guys to the plate. But I thought the mental conditioning of the players is the thing that I'm probably most pleased with, because I know they have ability and they have talent. And when they're in the right headspace, they can do some really good things and beat anybody in the country. And so that was great to see. I thought the competition was good. I mean, I couldn't be more impressed with Dallas Baptist as a team or as a program. I mean, both Oklahoma and Missouri, every guy on the scouting report was 92 to 95. But our hitters, I mean, were completely unfazed by that and just kept taking professional at bats. I'm very pleased with the defense, and as I was just talking about, finding more guys to help on the pitching side of it, which I really originally believed that would be the strength of this year's team, and still may be. Was good to see. We needed to get them in order, and we've done a much better job of that here recently.
I know you like to keep things pretty singular, but 3 weeks into the season, are you guys starting to form an identity, and kind of what is that identity right now?
Yeah, I think it's staying focused on what's directly in front of us, and really that boils down to the pitch. And I know that's a boring answer, but I don't think we're ever going to be out of any game. And at the same time, we respect the game and the opponents that we're going to play enough to where they're going to bring the right mindset every day. And if we start with that, then I think you'll see the continued quality at bats, strung together, that can allow us to create big innings, that can allow us to score in a lot of innings. I think on the pitching side of it, I think you're going to see it shape up maybe a little differently than we anticipated, with guys chopping up, smaller segments of the game and going for it. And I think if you have depth, that's something you can certainly do. And I believe that will be the strength of the pitching staff. There's things that we could do better there this weekend, which we'll go back to work on. And on the defensive side of it, I think the pieces are in place. And probably the other part of that identity that I like to see the most is these guys are really pulling for each other. I mean, we have superstars not in the starting lineup or not at the front. I mean superstars like that are going to be really great players at Arizona in the future, and maybe later this season or in the coming years. And, that are pro players that they're just not their time yet, but seeing all of them pull for each other, whether we pinch hit for somebody, defensive replace, go get a pitcher before they want to come out. That's a big part of the identity that I want to remain strong, and I feel confident will.